Chat, we actually haven't seen too much about Jackass Dumbass in a while. I've actually avoided watching stuff on him because all the shit that's come out about him has just been stupid. Like, his dumbass got robbed because he decided it was a smart idea to do chaos streaming while wearing a $5,000 chain, and the dumb fuck got stream sniped. But now he's committing a felony. 15 minutes of shame. You have my attention. Let's see what this dumbass is doing to crash out even further. Wait, who's the girl?
So Jack Doherty is so used to getting away with everything that he's now at the point where he's committing felonies live on air. And yesterday he broke into a house that he used to rent just for views.
I was 18 when I moved here. Yeah.
Wait. Is this the girl that he was quote unquote fucking? Or is this a new whore? Is this the girlfriend that left his OF girl that walked out on him? Is this her or... Okay, so this is his new piece of ass. So this is his new whore. Okay. Gee, I'm shocked that another whore lined up to basically be his OF girl. Shocking. My expression of shock and amazement at this fact.
This is crazy. Yeah. Now I'm 21, 3 years later. I copped the crib in Florida. I should have copped the crib when I moved here. I could have bought my house in cash just using all the rent money I spent the past couple years being here, but hey.
Probably could have.
So just to give you guys a little bit of context, he's talking about the house that he used to rent, and he's basically having a has-been moment where he...
What? Okay, Anubis, I have a question. The chain that he was robbed of, the worth of it being 300,000. Who said it was 300,000? Was it Jack that said it was 300,000? Because if Jack said it's 300,000, it wasn't 300,000. Just like Johnny Fuckoff, everything he says is a lie. Okay, so he's saying one was 100,000, one was 200,000. If he's claiming it's 100 and 200 grand, you can take it to the bank that it's a lie. Okay, well, yeah, but the person who made the video, but where did they get their information from? My guess is they got their information because Jack said those chains were $100,000 and $200,000. Bullshit. Oh, really? So he reported his 300K in total in the official police report. Do we see the actual police report? Because if he actually reported his $300,000 and have them write that down, I think it's gonna be bullshit. I will say maybe they could have been $1,000. I would believe $1,000 chain. $100,000 and $200,000 chains. I'm sorry. I'm not buying it. I just don't buy it because you can't believe a fucking word that comes out of this cock gobbler's mouth.
Out the house that he used to rent, and he's basically having a has-been moment
exactly,
where he talks
Devil.
about the good old
exactly.
days. As you can see, Timu McKinley is extremely interested in her boyfriend's story.
Guys, this is my old...
Yeah, once again, just like his past side hoe. Whenever they're in a vehicle with them, they're his supposed girlfriend, they don't give a fuck about him. They are far more interested in chatting to their OF simps who are giving them buckets of cash, and they don't give a fuck about this little fucking child sitting next to them. Yeah, she does not fucking care. At all.
Extremely interested in her boyfriend's
No, she
story.
looks completely plastic.
Guys, this is my OG house. This is no one's living here. No way. This is so lit. Guys, I lived in this house. Do you have a light?
Yeah.
I lived in this house 3 years ago when I first came to Florida. Yeah? Okay.
Oh, fuck.
I have a question, guys. Am I crazy Or does he sound younger than the last time we saw a video of his? Like, I wanted so you can hear him talk again. Am I crazy, or does he actually sound a little younger than the last video we've seen him in?
You have a light?
Yeah.
I lived in this house 3 years ago when I first came to Florida. Yeah.
Oh, fuck, wait.
He never,
No,
Andrew, he never even owned it in the first place. He rented it. He never even owned it. And Atanashi, this is a day that ends in Y with jackass dumbass. Yes, he's been drinking. You don't even need to ask that question.
Guys, I moved into this house 3 years ago when I first moved to Florida. And I lived here for like 10 months. And then it flooded on me. And it was a crazy storm. And there was water up to here. Like there was water all the way up to here. And then we would walk. We had to walk out of the house and evacuate with like the dogs and shit. And like we were taking the dogs. We'd walk all the way down the road, like a mile down the road in waist deep of water, not even knowing where we were going.
So as I was watching this, I was wondering,
And here we
did
go.
his balls drop yet? Because his voice is so high pitched, it's unbelievable.
Yes.
And I
Okay! It's not me. It's not just me. They're hearing it too. They're hearing it fucking too. Like, yes, I know he's always babyface, but his voice, he actually sounded a bit younger than the last video of his that we saw. When his girlfriend called the police for an escort so she could get her shit. He actually sounds younger in this video than he did in that other video. That could be Andrea, maybe.
promise you guys, I did not do anything to alter the video. This is how he actually sounds.
I used to park my mother Lambo in the hood right here on West Side Crib. Oh, God, sorry.
Jesus, he sounds like 16.
Show you a little house.
Security cameras in it. Yo, wait, maybe this isn't good, Jack.
How did I used to get in the gate?
Oh, wait, yeah, maybe not.
What?
Maybe not. His camera.
Bro, what are you doing? You pussy.
This is OD.
You're
Yeah.
assuming, your dog, you're assuming he had any balls to begin with when she left. Like, Jesus, I don't know, Pink. You saw, like, the one thing I caught him saying was, like, how did I used to get in here? Like, apparently this is how he used to open the gate when he used to live here.
Ah. Thank you.
Fucking hell.
Oh, it's right there. Look, you see it? Right here, look, up more. It's that right there. That thing to pull.
You're on this side.
It's right here. Check, I'm looking at it. Look, the thing to pull. See it right there?
I thought so.
Yeah, okay. I am gonna point this out. Okay, you guys know I try to do it in fairness. As of yet, we are not seeing B&E. Okay, are we seeing trespass? Sure. Yes, we are. Are we seeing anything worse than what teenage kids do all the time, just kind of like fucking around in someone's backyard? No, it's the same thing. Realistic, yeah, and this is again good, excellent point out, Tanashi. This is assuming that this entire thing is not staged, because as we know, Jack loves to stage quote unquote chaos shit. And yes, Browmage, that's where I qualified it with yet. We will see where this takes us. If it's limited to him just opening the gate and wandering around the backyard, that's not B&E. If that is literally all he does, we'll keep it going.
There we go. Dude, this light's insane.
So what he just did right there was so completely insane, it's unbelievable. Just being on the property while you don't live there and you're not authorized to be there, that is the crime of trespassing. But he
Correct.
took it a step further. And by jumping over the gate to unlock it, he actually committed the crime of breaking and entering. We'll get into the statute a little bit later, but trust me,
Okay,
this might
so
have been the
if
stupidest
Florida
thing Jack
statute
Doherty
is
has
labeled
ever
this
done.
way, okay.
No, we're breaking in. Chris, you go first.
No, I'm scared.
He literally just said it. Did you hear that? He literally just admitted that they're committing a crime. Listen, he says it kind of quietly, but listen.
A little bit later, but trust me, this might have been the stupidest thing
Just
Jack
listen.
Doherty has ever done.
No, we're breaking in. Chris, you go first.
You hear that? We're breaking in. Right there, he said, yo, we're breaking in.
Chris, you go first.
No, I'm scared.
This is
And
my
yeah,
old backyard, bro. Look at it.
sending his girl in
Oh,
first.
they put the net.
Yo, we got the guest house here. It was vibe. I'll jump off the roof into the pool every day. But let's go before we all die. Cool house, all right? Guys, W break and enter.
Wait, shut that. No, you're good. Let's go. Let's go.
Oh my,
Sorry.
oh my fucking God.
You're gonna get what we didn't. W breaking and enter. We didn't enter. We just broke.
I do not.
Oh, you dumbass.
There might be in the front and one of the sides.
Wait. No. Wait, Dave.
Leo, it depends on how deep the deep end of that pool is. If the deep end of that pool is like 10 feet, yeah, he probably could have jumped off the roof into the pool. It's dangerous as hell because he could miss, but depending on that far side, it could have been doable. Do you want to know what the craziest part of this is, chat? If he literally called the owner, if he made contact with the owner of the house and said, hey, I used to live there, do you mind if I take a stroll around the property just to reminisce? The owner probably would have been like, okay.
So many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. He literally could have called the owner. Oh, yeah. Well, Kaibo, if he got arrested, like there's been talk of, then it wasn't staged if he actually caught a charge on it.
What should we do?
That's what I'm waiting to
What do
see.
you think about
So
Did
I
he
guess
catch a
decided
charge?
this wasn't stupid enough, so he stuck around a little bit to smoke, and then he was talking about how he used to make so much more money than he makes now. Clearly, this guy hasn't realized yet that money isn't the answer to everything in life.
that guy hated me, bro.
Knock on his door.
With my Lambo.
You give him $10,000.
Wait, he just said that the neighbor hated him. Yet he's sitting outside in this bright-ass fucking party bus, sparking up some drugs in the driveway, and you don't think neighbor's not gonna call the fucking cops? Genius boy? No. Well, yeah, Silver. Legit point. Absolutely. Honestly, if I was his neighbor and I saw him show back up in this party bus, the first thing I'd do would be on the fucking phone calling the cops saying, yeah, this guy who doesn't live here anymore is breaking into the house.
Give him 10K for what? Being a
Yeah.
Alright, bet. That's something I would do.
Desperately trying to cover up
next,
that
for
weed.
some odd reason, Jack Doherty has his bodyguard do the doorbell prank where you just ring someone's doorbell and then you run away. Usually it's like 9 to 10-year-old kids that do that, but here we're dealing with fully grown adults, which is really concerning, to be honest.
We break it again?
He's going to have his bodyguard to fucking ding-dong ditch? Fucking really? And Brother, for clarity, I don't have any objections to smoking weed. I don't have an objection. I just think it's funny that that 15 minutes of shame was like desperately trying to cover it up because they'd get demonetized if that was shown on screen.
Ding dong ditch. Should I ding dong ditch my old neighbor that fucking hates me?
Yo, you definitely just hop in the whip.
You think?
Yeah, no, we do.
I'll blame it on Dave. Dave, can you go ding dong ditch him, please? Please. Please. Which one? Right there, right there.
Oh my God! How can you how can this man look at himself in the mirror every day and not think, I am a little bitch for this little tiny skinny ass bitch boy, white boy? How is it that he has any respect for himself doing what he does for whom he does it for? Seriously, like, oh, I don't doubt that he gets paid. I do not doubt that he gets paid. But he must look at himself in the morning every day and just go, what the fuck am I doing with my life? You can see the look on his face when he said, hey, will you go ding dong ditch my old neighbor? You can see the look on his face like, what is my fucking life right now? You can see he's starting to regret his life choices. Well, and Shadows, the answer to that is honey. Because that's the only thing that it's about with Jack. Everything with Jack revolves entirely around honey.
Please. Which one? Right there, right there.
Oh, by the way, I started this channel 8 months ago, and in 4 months, it's going to be the 1-year anniversary. It would be amazing if we could get to 100,000 subs before the 1-year anniversary. So if you enjoy the show, please subscribe. Now let's get back to the video.
Holy shit, look at that guy's TV, it's huge.
Jesus
see if
Christ,
we're over
with
here.
that editing.
Look. That is shoot him. Every day, chat.
Should we go have a genuine conversation with him? though?
Yeah, we're getting fucking flashbanged by the editing.
Oh, he did it. He did it, rude.
Holy shit, he really just done it. He dropped his phone. He dropped his phone. They're gonna
Everybody
see you
yard.
on the ring bell. You cooked on the ring bell. He just ding dong ditched my old neighbor.
Jack, is it the same people?
I'm gonna get that clip, bro.
Bro, how much are they paying you
Why?
for this? It better be millions of dollars because you are looking like a dumbass right here. Anyways, Jack Doherty decided that he wanted to do it as well, but last minute he realized that he was way too scared to do it.
Guys, should I ding dong ditch my old neighbor? No, I can't do that.
I'm sitting over here.
I'm a new Jack. Alright, wait, Dave, let's
So he's fine sending his bodyguard to do it, but then he goes to do it and he bitches out. Like always, because Jack is a whiny little bitch. What's wrong, Jack? Are you too much of a pussy? Are you too much of a pussy? Huh? You've got a bigger pussy than your girlfriend sitting right next to you, okay? That is not a dangly bit that you have down there. That is a slit. Don't let anybody tell you differently, girlfriend. You are fabulous. Don't let anybody tell you differently. You've got a cozy little slit down there. You don't have anything dangling. Trust me, you ain't got nothing.
go back to that other address.
So the crime he committed there is actually very serious. In Florida, breaking and entering is a term for burglary, which is classified as a felony. Penalties for burglary in Florida depend on the degree of the offense and can range from a third-degree felony with up to 5 years in prison to a first-degree felony with a potential life sentence. Now, this is the difference between the 3 types of burglaries. So one is if the dwelling is occupied and there's an assault or battery. That's not the case. The second
Okay, I'm just going to say all of this doesn't mean anything. What he did was not commit burglary. He did not commit burglary. Burglary is basically breaking and entering or trespassing upon a property with the intent to steal something. It is unlawfully entering a home with the intent to deprive the owner of said property to deprive them of their property. I'm pretty sure Florida statutes characterize it in their descriptor as you have to go in there and either perform or intend to deprive an owner of their property. He broke in, yes, and he did trespass. Yes, that he did. He did do trespassing, no question. This is just giving what the punishments are, the breakdown of it, okay? And it's not defining what burglary is. It's not. Now, maybe Florida's definition of burglary is simply unlawfully entering onto a premises. No, he did not damage the property, Conga. He did not. Yeah, depriving them of their safety, of their property, the argument could be made. You'd be hard pressed in a court of law. In a court of law, the police would not charge him with burglary. He would not, because he went in to just basically take film video and to just go, oh, this is where I used to do this, and leave. You could see in the stream there was no intention for him to deprive the owner of personal property. So he would not get charged with burglary. The most he would get charged with would be criminal trespass. He absolutely would get charged with criminal trespass, not burglary. This is, they're saying this because maybe by the definition of the law, he could be charged with burglary in Florida, but he wouldn't be. Even if he got arrested for this, he would not be charged with burglary at all. No, Fishy, no, I disagree. For burglary, it would not be a slam dunk case. The criminal trespassing, that would be a slam dunk case. And he didn't break the law. He basically just, he didn't break the lock. He basically just flipped the latch on the gate. And again, yes, this is assuming it wasn't staged. Basically, going on the very tenuous idea that this was not staged, that this was all done for real, we are seeing two crimes in this instance. We're seeing 3 cases of criminal trespass, and we are seeing 1 case of disorderly conduct. That's what we are seeing right now. That's realistically what we are seeing. If any charges were to be filed. The 3 trespass for him, his cameraman, and his bitch. And then the disorderly conduct for his bodyguard doing ding-dong ditch if the neighbor wanted to press charges. That is realistically all they would be charged with. There would be no punishment. It would be suspended sentence. Maybe a fine that Jack could probably just, pay right then and there because it was like $100. That's realistically. Again, going on the assumption this is real and not staged because Jack loves to stage his quote-unquote camps.
Second one is if the building is occupied and there's no battery, that would be a 2nd-degree felony. And the third one would be a burglary of unoccupied buildings or vehicles, which is exactly what he did right there, live on air for everybody to see. And you see, this is just the latest in a series of L that Jack Doherty has been taking left and right. Recently, he was confronted.
No, Fishy, it could be classified as ding-dong ditch. If the neighbor wanted to push it, it could be disorderly conduct. That's granted. Disorderly conduct is like, the McDonald's Sprite of crimes. But technically, well, that's what disturbing the peace is disorderly conduct, Anubis. One is synonymous with the other. So, let's see. Definition of burglary: entering a dwelling, structure, conveyance with the intent to commit an offense there and within, unless the premises are at the time open to the public or the defendant is licensed. So yeah, there you go. So entering with the intent to commit an offense with it. He only entered, exactly, and that's what I was talking about. He did not commit burglary. He did not. He did not commit burglary. He committed criminal trespass. That's it. Which is barely a step up in terms of scale from the disorderly conduct. Realistically. Like I said, it is the McDonald's Sprite of criminal charges. It's honestly nothing. This is realistically quite minor.
On the George Janko podcast, and he really didn't have a good excuse to defend himself.
Sometimes makes me like.
I just feel like it's a grimy world, bro. Like, I'm assuming these girls are selling nudes.
Yeah.
I mean, like, in no disrespect, this is a version of pimping. You're pimping these girls out. You don't think that's attacking your heart in any way?
No, because at the end of the day, they all, they already like want to do what they're doing, and it's just like I just actually make the money doing it because there are so many girls that actually do make $0.
Like, for example, would you want your daughter doing that?
Probably not. No.
You wouldn't be proud of the fact that your wife was doing that because then your daughter's going to do that. So if you don't want your daughter to do that,
Unless you make enough money to where your daughter doesn't have to do that. I mean, that's the whole goal with all this. So
Dodge, fucking dodge. Dip, duck, dive, and dodge. Seriously, he just called him the fuck out. Motherfucker, you are a pip. You are literally a pip. Would you pip out your daughter? At first he says no, and then he's just like backpedaling and eating shit as fast as he can. He can't defend himself. But he just wants that sweet, sweet money. Well, Rebid, because the reason why it's not illegal to manage OF girls, because the OF girls are not selling their bodies for actual sex. They're selling nudes. Some of them may be doing porn, yes. Some of them may, but that's all consensual. And that's basically categorized as like filmmaking. Unfortunately, what they're doing, you couldn't even unfortunately what he's doing, you couldn't even classify it into the realm of being illegal. If you were to make what he does illegal, it would set a very, very dangerous precedent for what you can do for work. And it could make so many benign things just illegal. So no, it's not illegal. There's no reason it should be illegal. Making OF, quote unquote, managing OF, that should not be illegal. Now, if he treats the girls that he quote unquote manages like shit and mistreats them, then he could be committing other crimes in which he can get arrested for. But just like basically being an OF pimp, no, there's nothing. Realistically, there's nothing illegal about it. You can consider it to be a shitty thing to do, certainly. But I don't consider that anywhere in the realm of being illegal. No, not at all.
yeah, but my guy, you have 35 doors. Your daughter didn't need to do that before she left your nutsack, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
She
Like,
doesn't. She won't. She'll never. My daughter will never do that. Like,
that's what I'm
hell no.
saying. So don't let her mother do that.
If you guys are interested, you can watch the full interview. I'll leave the link in the description. What this proves is that Jack Doherty is a scumbag with no morals, although that's not really new information. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed the show, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Okay. So it's not as bad. It's not as bad as you guys made it out to be. This was nothing. Honestly, hundreds of thousands.
We also have to keep in mind he's doing this in an area where sheriffs advocate for citizens to save them the trouble of having to go out there, so extra sketchy.
Yeah, very true, Redmond. But the point I was going to make is he is doing the same fucking thing that literally hundreds of thousands of teens do on a daily basis. Like, let's not fuck with this. Teenagers, even like 17, 18, 19-year-old teenager range, all around the country do the exact same fucking thing. Every day. This happens on a daily basis. They're fucking around. It is annoying. And yes, they can be charged with trespassing and disorderly conduct. But he did not commit a felony. Regardless of what 15 minutes of shame is trying to say, he did not commit a felony. He committed the McDonald's Sprite of misdemeanors. Okay? Yes, teens have been shot recently for doing it. I'm not saying that is justified in any way, shape, or form. He's still an asshole for doing it, because it's not his fucking property. Just like all the kids, all these kids that I've referenced that do it, it's like it's not their fucking property. They're little shits for doing it. But in terms of scope, it's nothing. This is honestly nothing. It's kind of one of the reasons why I haven't watched much of Jack's stuff, because this is all nothing. He's a pathetic little weasel that he's turned into the fucking Kardashians of streaming. That literally, he is literally just, he is literally become someone who is famous just for being famous. That's it. He's famous for being famous, and that's it. It's a nothing, honestly. It's a nothing. Yeah, at this point, he's become a discount Johnny Smalley, but he has more money than Johnny.